Afternoon. I've just done one of my favourite things to do on water journeys, which is to go under a huge bridge, especially a highway bridge. That feeling of anonymity. You're down there doing your own thing, but everybody driving over is just getting on with their day and they have no idea that there's a luminous water biker down below. I love that feeling. I felt it most when I was swimming down the Missouri in 2012, and I was having such an otherworldly 6 inches above the surface experience, and every time a train or a bunch of trucks went over the top of me on one of these bridges, I just thought, oh, we have no idea what's going on with other people's lives, and that's fine, isn't it? It's just nice to be anonymous sometimes. It really is, that feeling of small insignificance. And the world just cracks on regardless of what you're doing. All you can do is do your best. So I've had the morning off in Norway, and I'm glad I had the morning off because I needed a bit of a rest after a pumping 6 days, and it was also raining all morning. Seems like it's clearing up a little bit. I don't know, is that optimistic with these clouds? One thing I needed to do before leaving Norway was go over to the Norway's office. Norway's are the shipping company, I've mentioned them before, who work with Hurtigruten, and we've got a second chiller bike, which is the property of a guy called Neil, who's coming out to join me next week. Really lovely chap, super supportive of my efforts, and a guy called Odd Bjorn. Now his name's Bjorn, but because he's got children, they add Odd to the name, so he introduced himself as Odd Bjorn, and he came in on Saturday to help me complete that shipping paperwork, and so I could pick up some food. Even though Norway's is closed on Saturdays, how nice of him is that? Really lovely. Something else I'm excited about, my Ems and good friend Andy left London today. They are driving up to Norway to support us for the last couple of weeks. My budget for the support team was kind of killed a couple of weeks ago, and we couldn't find a camper van to hire for these guys, for Andy and Ems. So Andy did what really only an amazing friend would do, and he went off and bought a van with the idea of just selling it on afterwards, much cheaper than renting it. So they've just crossed over onto the ferry from Dover to Dunkirk, and now they're starting their 3-day journey up here. We might not even see each other for every day. We almost certainly won't, actually, because of the way the coastline comes together, but just perfect support team. I mean, Ems is my fiance, she is my one, and she's always going to be as supportive as me, as I am of her. And Andy is my chief of staff, right hand man at Say Yes More, and without those two and Chris, who's made the Yes Bus this year, oh man, I'd be in deep water right now. That's what friendship is. You know, mate, we know you're doing something that you really need to do, and we're just there for you no matter what. No questions asked. That's unconditional. That's what real friends are made of.
We're in Belgium, we're in country number 3. It's only like, it's not even 2 o'clock yet. 3 countries one day.
And I can't wait to see them next week. It's going to be brilliant. Right on, I am about to head out into open seas. The next 120 miles of coastline doesn't have a great deal of cover. So wish me luck, and I'll tune in tomorrow, undoubtedly with some stories of kindness and waves and wind, and goodness knows what else is going to happen. Oh, and before I go, a shout out to Elizabeth Pilkington. Your dad told me you've fallen over recently and really hurt your wrist. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. And I just want you to know that sometimes you can break a little part of your body, or sometimes even feel like your mind is a bit broken, but smile. It really helps. It even feels good. Go on, try it now. It just starts tickling your cheeks. If you smile more, people will smile with you, and the world will feel like it's a better place, even if you're in pain. Thinking of you and sending a big hug.